Winnie, where are you right now? Did you go out to buy that equipment Mr. Parker asked you to get earlier?
Hi, Nora. Yes, I did. I went out a couple of hours ago. I'm just on my way back to the office now, actually.
I see. Well, be a darling and pick me up some new lipstick on the way back, won't you? Wait, did I need some foundation too? I'm not sure. I was running low. Oh, yeah. I really like the look of the Channel perfume. They've been running adverts for on TV lately. Be an absolute sweetie and pick up a bottle, okay? Apparently, it's good for sleep. I've been reading all sorts of fascinating articles on sleep perfumes lately. Everyone's doing it.
Excuse me? Wait, can we just clear something up first? Are these company supplies? Surely we don't need any of this stuff for the office, do we?
What are you talking about? Of course we do. Haven't you heard? I'm going on a business trip to one of our branch offices tomorrow. Oh, dear sweetie, where have you been? It's the talk of the office. I need them to take with me. So be an absolute doll and go shopping with me, won't you? Thanks.
Listen, Nora. Something tells me I'm not gonna be able to claim for any of this stuff on company expenses.
To be completely honest with you, there is a chance you won't. But there's a chance you will, so enough with the questions. Just buy them, okay? Once I'm back from my business trip, I'll fill out the form to claim the money back on expenses. Just get them for the time being, okay? We can iron all these minor details when I'm back.
No way! These aren't minor details. Just hold on a second. You're asking me to pay for something with my own money that there's a good chance you won't be able to get back on the company expenses, and I can't do that. In actual fact, we haven't gotten back a single cent from anything I bought you, ever! All of your expense claim applications get rejected. I wouldn't necessarily mind that if you actually paid me back yourself, but you don't, do you? You never do. My money may as well be disappearing into a black hole with you. Not only that, but the stuff you asked me to buy isn't exactly cheap, is it?
Take a chill pill, sweetie. My husband is the CEO, you know that. All I have to do is say the word, and he'll see to it that we get everything back on company dime. But hey, even if we don't, is it really that important? I don't see what the big deal is.
How can you not see what the big deal is about making me buy you all your makeup and accessories with my own money all the time? Are you for real right now? You will pay me back, won't you? Ever since I joined this company 5 years ago, I haven't seen a single cent of the money I spent on favors for you. Just this one time, honey, you say, I'll pay you back later, you say, and you never do.
Oh, Winnie, my dear, why do you have to be so petty? It's hardly like you're breaking the bank, is it? You should be grateful for the opportunity to show some gratitude for all the things that I've done for you over the years.
That's not something that you force people to do. If I want to show you your gratitude, I'll do it on my own terms. And you've got some nerve to try and downplay the amount. It might not seem like much each time, but it adds up. You've been doing this for 5 years now, you know? You will give me all the money back, won't you? You do plan on doing what you promised, right?
You can be so annoying sometimes. Enough of this petulant whining. Just go and buy me the things I asked for. If you dare answer me back one more time, I'll have you fired. My husband is the CEO. The CEO! Do you hear me? Do you even understand who you're messing with here? You do not want to be in my bad books. I promise you that, little missy.
Oh my god, this is ridiculous.
If you understand the gravity of the situation, I suggest you buy me my things immediately. Off you go now, my subservient little lipstick slave. I have too much on my plate to be worrying about the likes of you right now. I have a business trip to prepare for after work. You do not want to make someone as important as me wait. Hurry up and get back to the office with my things ASAP.
You can rush me all you like. I'm not even anywhere near the store yet.
If you're not back at the office within the next 3 seconds, I'll triple today's workload as a punishment. 1, 2... Oh, what a shame. There goes the rest of your day.
What the heck? Are you a child? Wait, when you say triple my workload, you mean you're gonna palm your work off onto me, don't you? Why must you always act like this? There's always some made-up reason why I have to do your jobs. Why can't you just do your own work for a change instead of forcing it onto me? I do unpaid overtime every single day because of you. I heard you do it to other people on my days off too. You force your entire workload off onto some poor sap and go home before you're supposed to every single day. You're out of control, you tyrant! Please, just stop this. I'm begging you, seriously. You have no idea how stressed out I am because of how you treat me at work.
I'm a tyrant now, am I? How could you be so horrible? I've never spoken to you so cruelly in my life. Oh my, whatever did I do to deserve this? Can't you see I'm doing this for you, Winnie? I want to see you grow and develop as an employee. The only reason I test you more than the others is because I see hidden potential in you that I don't see in anyone else.
What?
Besides, you left college, what, 5 years ago now? You're well past the age of where you could beg for things to get your way. You're not in elementary school anymore, you know. Sometimes you just can't get your way, no matter how much you don't like it. That's just the world we live in, sweetie. And you'd do better to accept that sooner rather than later.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You have no idea how much I'm struggling with all this. The unpaid overtime, being forced to buy you things practically every week.
If you don't like it here, you're free to resign whenever you want. Oh, you're replaceable. There are a number of employees I could enslave instead of you. All it would take is one word from me to my husband, the CEO, and you'd be out of a job before the day was up. How does that sound? If you don't want to lose your job, I suggest you start obeying me and stop giving me back chat, young lady. You're my slave. Make sure you never forget that. Oh. You better not slack off while I'm away on my business trip either. I'll know if you do. I have eyes and ears everywhere at this company. Do your job properly, slave girl. Damn it, Winnie. Where the hell are you? You get your ass back to this office right now.
Oh, hi Nora. Welcome back. How did the business trip go?
Forget that. What the hell do you think you're playing at? It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who made a huge mess of my desk and locker. You took my personal belongings home with you, didn't you? Don't bother denying it. I know. You will pay dearly for this unless you get back to the office immediately and give me a good explanation for why my desk and locker are in such a sorry state. I'll tell my husband if you don't. I swear I'll do it.
I mean, you can ask me to come back to the office if you like, but it won't get you anywhere. I resigned yesterday.
Huh? Wait, say what now?
Said I left the company yesterday while you were away on your business trip.
You've resigned? Why would you do such a thing?
Do you remember who said, if you don't like it here, you're free to resign whenever you like? Oh yeah, I seem to remember it being you. You threatened to have me fired by tattletaling on me for a load of made-up nonsense to your husband if I didn't obey you. I had no intention of doing what you said, so I just left before you could have me fired. Ugh, I was so sick of your tyranny. I asked myself, is this job really worth it? And no matter which way I looked at it, the answer was no. I'm using up the rest of my paid holidays now, so I will never go back into the office again. Thanks for everything, Nora. It's been real memorable. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Oh, no, you don't. I will not excuse you. We are not finished here, young lady. You took my things from my desk and locker, didn't you? Give them back!
Wrong. Everything I took home from the office belonged to me. As for your desk and locker, the only things I took from them were the beauty and fashion accessories you forced me to buy with my own money. that you never paid me a cent back on. In short, my property. You see, I've been making a real long list over these last 5 years of all the items you had me buy you. I took everything I could home with me on the day of my resignation. You're not confused about anything here, are you? You do understand that any and all of the items I paid for are my property, don't you?
No, this isn't how this works. I'm the one who asked you to buy them. You bought them from me, and they're mine. Give them back, you low-life thief. One word from my husband about this, and you'll be in court for stealing company equipment.
That's where you're wrong. The only thief here is you. You stole everything because it was me who paid for it. You've got some nerve to claim any of it as your own. Do I look like a charity? I'm not exaggerating when I say you are the most selfish person I've ever met.
What are you talking about? Those things were in my desk. And my locker. How could they not be mine?
Because I was lending you them temporarily. Oh, I know borrowing your locker space like that for all this time was a little cheeky of me. I'm so terribly sorry. But oh well, no use crying over spilt milk, right? Now, if you'll excuse me.
No, you will wait, young lady. This is not a conversation you get to end when you feel like it. Quit trying to justify stealing from me with your far-fetched arguments and twisted logic. Stop making me repeat myself and just give me back the stuff you stole already. I'll have my husband take you to court if you don't.
How many times do I have to tell you that they were never yours to begin with? I mean, I guess I don't necessarily mind giving you them back. It's not like I have any use for any of this stuff. However, there is one teeny tiny little condition if I do give you it. I'll be sending you a bill for $10,758. That should just about cover all the money I've spent on you during these last 5 years of forced servitude.
What? $10,758? Why? Surely there's no way it cost that much. The stuff on my desk and locker can't have amounted to anything more than a single plastic bag.
Oh dear, what are you talking about, Nora? Did I not just save the money for everything I spent on you during these last 5 years? That's how much money you forced me to spend since you became my boss.
What? Is it seriously that much? That can't be! There's just no way!
I was surprised too. But when you actually think about it, it's not that hard to believe. The makeup you forced me to buy, the dinners you forced me to accompany you on and pay for. When I got all my old records and receipts together, added it all up, and realized I'd hit the 10K mark, my eyeballs almost popped out of their sockets.
But still, $10,758?
Don't worry, I don't mind if you can't pay. That just means I get to keep everything I bought. Feel free to take me to court if you think you can win. You might want to consider that decision very carefully, though, because I have mountains of evidence for the unpaid debt you owe me.
Evidence? What evidence?
I have receipts for everything, not to mention our entire chat history, which includes your voice messages. Silly old me, actually believing you'd pay me back one day. Kept hold of receipts for every purchase, thinking I'd make it easier for you when you finally decided to pay me back. But you know what? Something tells me you have no intention of paying up, so I'm just gonna send you the bill now.
You'd really demand I pay for things from that long ago? Can't we just let bygones be bygones? This is ancient history, for crying out loud! You coward! You tyrant!
That's funny. It seems more to me like the one who palms off her work onto her subordinates and forces them to buy her fashion accessories, makeups, dinners, refuses to pay a single cent of it back, and uses her husband's position of authority at the company as a tool to treat people as her personal slaves, is the only cowardly tyrant here.
Whatever. There's still no way I can afford to pay $10,758. Not all on my own.
Don't worry, I have the perfect idea. Just ask your husband to pay for it. You seem to love bragging about your super powerful CEO husband so much that I'm surprised you didn't think of it yourself. Anyway, I'll be putting together the invoice and bringing it over to your place real soon, sweetie.
What? No! I can't ask my husband. I just can't. He'll get mad at me if he finds out I owe that much money.
I think you'll be lucky if it stops at him just getting angry. It'd be a shame if he decided to take more drastic measures, don't you think? Oh, yeah, all this talk of your husband reminds me. But for some reason, among the mountains of documents you forced me to complete at the office over the years, there were some photos of you.
Photos of me?
I think you might have mixed up some of your private photos with your work files. But you wouldn't believe what they were of. There were tons of photos of you with some young, muscle-bound hunk. Looked like you were in some kind of private swimming pool under the moonlit sky. Ah, so romantic. Looks like you had a blast, with you in your bikini, him in his shorts, with you and your hand on his huge, muscled chest.
Wait, no!
You know what the weirdest thing is? The date on the photos is the same day as you went on your business trip. And the photo location is listed as a hotel close to the company branch you visited. Weren't you supposed to be there for work? I wonder what you could have possibly been doing letting loose in the pool like that with Mr. Hunk. But the biggest question here is, what's your husband going to think? That young guy in the photos definitely doesn't look like the CEO. Oh no, it couldn't be. Are you two? What's wrong, Nora? Cat got your tongue?
No, wait. You've got this all wrong. Those photos had nothing to do with my work files or the business trip. I must have put them in there by mistake. Those are my private photos, and you have no right to them. Give them back at once.
Okay, if you insist. Here's what I'll do. When I come over and give you the invoice for the $10,758 you owe me, I'll hand the photos over to your husband.
Oh, please, you can't do that. Anything but that. Stop this at once.
Stop this at once? Is that an order? A request? I really can't tell. Here's the thing. You're not my boss anymore, so I don't think I have to listen to a word you say. If that was an order, I think you know where you can stick it.
It was a request. I'm begging you. Please, don't give my husband those photos. I'm seriously begging you here. If he sees them, he'll divorce me. If it's money you want, I'll pay anything. Please stop this.
Oh, so you're begging me, huh? Hey, Nora, do you remember that time I asked you to stop bullying me and treating me like your personal slave? What was that you said again? Go on, remind me.
I'm not sure I remember.
Well, you're way past the age where you can beg for things to get your way. You're not in elementary school anymore. Sometimes you just can't get your way, no matter how much you don't like it. That's just the world we live in, sweetie, and you do better to accept that sooner rather than later. I'll be dropping by your place tomorrow. See ya! The next day, as promised, I made my way to Nora's house with her fashion and makeup accessories and the invoice for the money she owed me. In one last desperate attempt, she tried to snatch the bag off of me while she thought I wasn't paying attention. But I didn't let my guard down for a second, and after eluding her sudden lunge with a well-timed dodge, handed over the evidence of Nora's reign of terror and the invoice to her husband. He was mortified, and after recovering from the shock of finding out what had been going on, he apologized profusely to me and promised to make his wife pay every last cent of what she owed. Next, after finding out about the affair and how his wife had been using his position at the company as a shield to abuse her subordinates, he demanded a divorce and a hefty sum in compensation. When news of all this reached the office, Nora's other victims finally felt emboldened enough to speak out about the campaign of abuse she'd subjected them to. After being taken to court, she received a disciplinary discharge from the company. In one devastating swoop, she lost her job, her savings, and even her home. She returned in hopeless desperation to her parents' house, a shadow of her former self. I wonder what she thought would happen. I immediately found work at another company after my resignation, and I'm currently working as hard as I can, surrounded by the greatest bunch of colleagues and boss I could ever hope for. It'd be great if I had a boyfriend too, but I guess I'll have to wait a little longer on that one.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Derek. How you feeling? I heard the surgery went okay. Everything okay?
Yeah. Hey, Miranda. Yeah. I just woke up about 2 hours ago. The doctor explained everything a while ago. Now I'm just sitting bored out of my wits.
Sorry I wasn't there to be by your side. Must have felt a little neglected. I was a bit busy, and besides, I just couldn't walk into a hospital under the circumstances.
Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
So, what happened? How's it going to go from here? I called the doctor, but he wouldn't tell me a thing. Will you be able to walk okay after a little bit of therapy?
Yeah, about that. There was some explanation before the surgery. Apparently, the leg is irreparable. He said I would probably be wheelchair bound for the rest of my life.
No way. That can't be right.
The doctor said all my nerves and stuff are shot. No chance of them working again. I remember the front seat of the car. It was flat as a pancake. You know what? I was ready for it. I mean, emotionally, I kind of knew I would never walk again. But gotta be honest, reality hurts.
So, what happens now? How are you going to live?
Well, not like I used to, for sure. Gotta change my ways, I guess. Probably I have to fix up the house. Need to make it barrier-free. Ramps, handles, that kind of stuff. Probably have to do major work on the bathroom and shower stall, too. Probably won't be able to drive a car anymore. I was in sales, so probably won't be able to continue working. Not this job, at least. Hopefully the company will keep me on in one shape or another, so I don't think I have to worry about losing my job. But all that experience I gained, it won't be any good to me anymore. The doc will probably explain everything to you about living at home and all. I hate to say this, but this may be hard on you going forward, Miranda.
I'm sorry. I can't do this. Yeah, this is not me. I can't do this.
Excuse me?
I said I can't. I could never do that. I mean, nursing stuff? Taking care of handicapped people? I'm sorry. I don't want to say this, but I can't. I want a divorce.
Wait a sec. Excuse me? Divorce? Are you serious?
That's the only option. I just can't do this. I can't nurse a handicapped guy. I'm sorry. Do you think I could change your bedpan? We're the same age. Oh, no way I could do that. Sorry. Oh, and to think I would have to do it for the rest of my life? For years? No, never. This is not happening. Just thinking about it makes me sick.
Am I hearing you correctly? What the hell do you mean?
And about your job, can you really continue in the condition? They may keep you on for a while, but you never know. They may fire you after a while. What are you going to do then? Just live off your folks? And you really think you can find a new job? Like that? Do you realize how much it would cost for your therapy? And renovating the house alone will cost a fortune. No way I'm giving up my life. No, future. Just being poor. I'm still young, for crying out loud.
Come on, Miranda. Calm down, would you? I can certainly understand you panicking about this whole thing, but why do you have to be so negative about it all? I'm the victim here. I shouldn't be the one that's depressed.
Anyway, I have no intention of babysitting you forever. I'm going to fill out the divorce papers, so I'll leave it on the kitchen table. When you get home, sign it and submit it ASAP, okay? I won't be there. Don't come looking for me either.
Hold it a second, Miranda. You can't just decide to get divorced, just like that.
I've already made up my mind, so please, let's just get this over with. And get your folks or friends or whatever to get you home, would you? I can't do it. That's it for me. Goodbye. Hey, Derek. I said hi to you today. Why do you ignore me? I went out of my way to say hello to you, for Pete's sake.
Oh, was that you, Miranda? I had no idea it was you. You've changed.
Yeah, well, I recognized you right away. I spotted this little guy sitting there with a bunch of other businessmen in suits. I took a closer look, and there you were, sitting in your wheelchair. Well, it's been 3 years. Have you gotten used to moving around in your wheelchair?
Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at it. Don't need much help to get around, which is great. How about you, Miranda? You look, your clothes and makeup, sort of flashier than I remember, and your tummy looked kind of big. Did you get remarried?
No, we're not married yet, but we've been living together for the past year or so. We plan to officially tie the knot after the baby is born.
Yeah? Well, congratulations.
I'm really happy now. Nice guy, baby on the way. Oh, boy, did I make the right decision. I can't imagine what my life would be like if I hadn't divorced you. Being in that wheelchair and all, I bet you're doing some sort of filing work, right? To be honest, you look totally out of place among those businessmen. In contrast to you, my guy, you know how much he makes? He's got an annual salary of over $1 million. You would never measure up to him.
What the hell is this? Did you contact me just to treat me with contempt? If that's the case, goodbye.
Come on, Derek. Just kidding around. I wouldn't do that. I just wanted to share some of our joy and happiness with you, that's all. You wouldn't believe my future husband. He's a real catch. He works at Conrad Industries. I'm sure you've heard of the...
You mean Conrad Corporation?
Yeah, that huge multinational corporation. Anybody working in business knows this company. It's a huge company. If you're looking for work, I could ask my guy. I'm sure he'll find something for you. Oh, he could probably get you a job doing some kind of desk work. It's a big company. I'm sure there's something for you. I mean, truth be told, they have to hire certain types of people. You know what I mean? Just ask for Andrew Sutton at the HR department at Conrad Corporation. They might find you something. You never know. You may be of use to them. Image-wise.
Hold on a second. Did you say Andrew Sutton? Is he your boyfriend? This Andrew Sutton?
What? Do you know him or something? Oh, I can't believe this. I didn't realize he was so famous around here.
Yeah, he's one of our lower-ranking employees.
Uh-huh. Excuse me? What do you mean by that? Lower-ranking employee?
You said his name was Andrew, right? Sutton? Yeah, I know him. Pretty well, as a matter of fact. He just got recruited and is currently working under me at my company.
Wait. What? What are you talking about? What is this about your company?
Yeah, it's a long story, but my last job? There was no place for me there, so I quit. After that, I joined my uncle's company. My uncle's single, so he was looking for someone to take over the company. To make a long story short, he heard I quit and asked me to take over for him as president of the company. That company is, well, Conrad Corporation.
No way. You're making all this up to get back at me, aren't you? What? Are you telling me you're the CEO of Conrad Corporation?
Yeah, well, it's only been a couple of years, and I'm still learning the ropes. Oh yeah, this guy, Andrew Sutton, I know him well. We just recruited him this year. But I hate to say this, but I really don't hear anything positive about his performance so far. On the first day of work, he arrived 3 hours late. He would say he was going out to meet with a client, but actually, he was at some club having fun with some girls. obviously with an attitude like that, well, work performance suffers and, how should I put this, gets pretty crappy. I really don't understand why HR even hired the guy. Well, he hasn't been here long, still in the trial period. Probably end with that.
Wait a second. Let me get this straight. You said he got recruited this year, right? He said he's been at the company for like 10 years. He said everyone looks up to him, that he's really busy with clients, getting new clients all the time. One of your top salespeople. He said he's in line to become vice president. He wears really nice clothes. And I mean, that Rolex.
Oh my god, you fell for that? That's all BS. And him making $1 million a year? Come on, Miranda. You know that's a bunch of horse crap. He's only been receiving an average salary for about 3 months now. You really think a guy who only started working a few months ago would be making $1 million a year? That's just downright crazy.
But that's what he told me. He was, like, dressed and...
I'm sure he uses that trick on every woman he sees. Anybody can dress up nicely and wear a Rolex. Sure it wasn't a Swatch? As a matter of fact, I saw him the other day. That suit and that leather briefcase he carries around, those were obvious Chinese knockoffs. He seems pretty proud of them, though, showing them off to the office girls, but they were all laughing behind his back.
No way. This is not happening. Was I conned by this guy? I have this child. What am I going to do?
Oh, that reminds me, about your folks. Now that you're back, really wish you would pay them back. Your folks still seem to be having a hard time, you know?
Huh? What are you talking about? What about my parents? Pay them back for what?
The settlement for that crash you caused and the money for the divorce. Nobody could get in touch with you after you signed those divorce papers and disappeared. You just withdrew all the money from your account, some of which your folks saved for you, and took off on some trip to God knows where. You were just gone. Nobody knew where you were. So, your parents paid for everything. The settlement for the accident and compensation for the divorce, which you initiated.
Excuse me? Wait, what? Why the hell did you go and do that?
Go and do what? It's my right. You had no job. How could you even pay? All I did was have them pay me on your behalf. Your parents were very apologetic. They were grief-stricken by the whole thing and paid up in full. The total came to $1.5 million.
Excuse me? 1.5 what? Are you nuts?
Yeah. Rehabilitation and therapy, renovating the house, the settlement. They put their home up for sale and any other assets they had. They even dipped into their retirement savings to pay it all off. I heard they're living in a small apartment downtown. Apparently, they're both working to pay off your debt. They said they had no choice but to try and save enough for retirement.
How could you? How could you do that to my parents? Ugh, I can't believe this!
Well, it's because you ran away. You dumped me, you put me in this wheelchair, you refused to nurse me back to health, and just took off. That's why. Do you really think that I wanted that? I wanted to stay married to you. I thought you would have a little remorse. I was a little reluctant to have them pay, but they were adamant about paying. They said they would make you pay them back when you returned home. They said they already sold the house and all the assets they had. I was in trouble too, as you can imagine. I couldn't walk. I needed rehabilitation. It's not cheap, you know. So they offered the settlement and I took it. It's all your fault that your folks are suffering. Think long and hard about that.
But I was only...
Your folks were in tears. They were furious that you took off, leaving the whole mess to them. They apologized profusely for what their daughter did. I really felt sorry for them. You really should go and see them. You simply disappeared without even apologizing. You better see them and start paying them back. I hate seeing them like that. It breaks my heart.
How am I supposed to pay that back? It's not something I can pay back in a few months. Besides, I'm broke. I don't have that kind of money.
Well, you said you're going to marry Andy. I can call him Andy, right? Have him pay for it. He makes $1 million annually, right? You could pay it back in like 4 or 5 years, right?
That's impossible! Are you crazy? Besides, all he said was total BS. How can I marry a lying schmuck like that?
But if you don't marry him, what are you going to do with the kid? By the looks of it, you don't have long.
What the hell am I going to do? Hey, Derek, could you... I mean, you haven't remarried or anything yet, right? You know, maybe we can... What I mean is...
Come on, Miranda. Don't tell me you want you and me to be, like, married again. I hope you're not saying that. Sorry to say this, but I have no intention of getting back together with someone who betrayed me. And I really don't want to bring up some other guy's kid. Especially this guy.
Please, I apologize for what I did. I'll do anything, so please, think it over. I'll take care of you, Derek. I'll be your nurse. Please?
No thanks. I really don't need your condolences. As for nursing, I have a professional assistant doing that. So yeah, no thanks. It's not me you should be apologizing to, it's your parents. The divorce has already gone through, and the accident settlement is over with. I have nothing to do with you anymore. We're complete strangers. You guys figure the rest out, and good luck with that.
Please, Derek, wait.
I want nothing to do with you, so don't ever contact me with your BS again. I better go. I have work tomorrow. Good night. I heard later that she really laid into Andy after that. He confessed that all he said was one big lie, that he made the whole thing up. And the nice, spacious apartment they were living at, it turned out it wasn't his, just a monthly rental. Apparently, they argued all night, and after they both fell asleep, he escaped and disappeared. It seems he took all the cash they had and terminated the lease on the apartment. Miranda was left dumbstruck, not knowing what hit her. She had nowhere else to go but to her parents' tiny apartment. After she had the baby, she started working various part-time jobs in order to pay her folks back and to bring up her child. As for Andy, he kept taking time off without permission and eventually got fired. Miranda's child was eventually adopted by a relative and seems to be growing up just fine. If only she had ignored me when we met that time, maybe she would have enjoyed herself a little longer. You never know. Maybe things would have worked out for her? She had to go out of her way to chide me, which led to her demise. Well, I hope she comes to her senses and lives a respectable life. Maybe she'll get her kid back someday. Me, you ask? Well, I still have a lot to learn. Running a huge company is no easy task. But my uncle has given me the stamp of approval, so I don't plan to let him down anytime soon.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.